Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Lin Sun!
Drunk. Cheers. Yes. Yes, everyone drink until I'm skinny. So, do I have to fluff you all, or can we just go deep? Every time I tell people I'm Cambodian, they're like, Samoan? I'm like, no, I'm sorry, it must be my thick accent. Cambodian. They're like, oh yeah, Cambodia. The refugee camp with the starving people. Yes. I'm starving. My hot young guy friend told me that he thinks I'm cute. For someone who looks like she can park a big rig. I'm a single mom. I have a 5-year-old boy. Thank you. I normally wear all black to mourn the death of my freedom. I met my son's dad on OkCupid. I met him on OkCupid. His profile said he's an engineer. But I mean, he could have been an IT guy. Or like drives a train. So he was here from India to visit and to work, right? So on our first date, he took me to Red Lobster, and I wore Spanx. Because I didn't want to have sex with him on the first date. Then I met him, and I didn't like him. So I had sex with him. When I like a guy, I make him wait 3 days. After dinner, I invited him back to his hotel room. I go to his hotel room, into the bathroom. I take off my Spanx. Right? And I come back out, and he goes, did you do something different? I was like, no. So we have a 2-night stand. Now he's back in India. We don't talk anymore. Right? Thank God. And like, I'm putting this special on, a digital platform. I'm too classy to say his name, but Neil, you owe me money. My son's godmom was like trying to find him on Facebook. And she goes, tell me what you know about him. I said, his name's Neil. He's an engineer, and he's Indian. She was like, well, that narrows it down. It's like, what do you want from me? I only saw him twice. With the lights off. And no talking. His mouth was full. So in January 2021, I'm saying that date because it's on video. January 2021, I emailed him. And I said, hey, this is a picture of your son. And, you know, if you'd like to FaceTime him sometime, you can go ahead and FaceTime him. You can talk to him. You know, you don't have to pay child support. I won't say anything to your family. Right? And he ignores it. Right? And I even told him, you don't have to tell your family. Because I will do it on my 1 hour special. Talking to a friend's mom who only speaks Cambodian. She was inquiring about my 2-night stand. So she said, Amoy ni, at sa lanya pro nang mien baby jamoy jang. Bait thơ ay jang. At dung ay sa. Which translates to red lobster ho. Oh, Lord. What's happening here? I'm going to drink till I enjoy parenting. I heard that if you're good at giving blowjobs, you never have to work a day in your life. That explains stay-at-home moms. And why I've been working every day of my life. I don't like giving blowjobs because I don't have a neck. Tired of being stabbed in the heart. I see some of you not laughing. You have a neck. And have never worked a day in your life. Can I bring my son, my 5-year-old, to the bar and call him my emotional support child? Can I tell the bartender, when he's not with me, I'm depressed when I drink. Some of you guys aren't laughing because you're like, does she really do that? Because she looks like she does that. When people find out I'm a single mom, they like to ask me this question. Don't you want to meet somebody? Don't you want Ethan to have a dad? Right, since I'm so inspired by men. When women said we wanted men to commit, we didn't mean hate crimes. Some men are like, I'm not laughing at that joke. You know why? Because you're planning a fucking hate crime. So since my son turned 5 years old, I bought him his first tablet and named it Dad. Sometimes I leave my son in the car by himself. Quality time with his dad. I have a very unconventional parenting style. And what that means is I make my white, childless friend, Katrina, very uncomfortable. Some of you guys are, is Katrina in here? It got all quiet. She said to me, my white, childless friend Katrina said to me, she said, if you leave your son in the car, I don't want to have to report you because of child endangerment. And I was like, what is the danger? Who is dumb enough to steal a kid from a 2005 Toyota Scion? There is no hostage money in this situation. You see, that's the difference between my black friends and my white friends. Because my black friends are ride or die. My white friends or ride or report me to social services. What's with all this unsolicited parenting advice from people without kids? I'm like, do you have kids? They're like, no, but I can imagine. I'm like, yeah, I can imagine being skinny, but I'm not giving you fitness advice. What about unsolicited parenting advice from people with kids? I'm like, don't you have your own kids' lives to fuck up? Let me fuck up my own kids' life. Every time I'm on Instagram and I'm scrolling through Instagram with all these perfect moms, this one mom posts, my daughter's 2 months old. She sleeps through the night. Unicorn baby. Aw. Unfollow. Another mom was like, look, my daughter's not even 2, and she's potty trained. Unfollow. My friend, ladies and gentlemen, my friend posted, look, my husband bought me a new car. Block. I need relatable content. Moms are always trying to relate to me, right? They're like, oh my God, I'm a single mom too when my husband's at work. Great. Does your husband work in India? This one lady said to me, she goes, I'm a single dog mom. I'm like, it's exactly the same thing because when he's 2, I leave him at home with kibbles and bits. Again, you guys are like, but she looks like she leaves him at home with kibbles and bits. He nodded. I can see you nodding. He was like, yes, I see you. Also, if he's just like a dog, when I want my alone time, can I be like, Ethan, play dead? He told his sitter one day, he's like, I don't want to make mommy mad because she's going to spank me. And I looked at his sitter, I'm like, 5-year-olds, they make up stories. And I looked at my son, I said, listen, you snitch. Snitches end up in ditches. And he says to me, Mommy, when you're mad, it makes me sad. Aww. I know. So I knelt down to his level and I said, sweetie, I'm so sorry. Thank you for talking to me. And I hugged him really, really close. And that was the closest I felt to being a white mom. I'm so woke, I let my son have white friends. So he can learn to excessively talk about his feelings. So I lost him one day in a shopping plaza. No surprise. So I lose him in a shopping plaza, and I'm looking for 5 minutes. I lost him. And I'm walking around looking for him, and I can't find him. And then all of a sudden, I started to become religious. And like, I started to pray, and I was like, dear God, thank you for this alone time. Like it's God's plan for him to find rich parents. This is what God intended. So I find him in a Wendy's. And the lady says, ma'am, we already called the cop. You can't take him because we don't know if you're really his mom. I said, perfect. Can you send him back to his dad? They're like, what's his father's name, ma'am? Aziz Ansari. Growing up, my dad was abusive, and my mom was a doormat. My dad loved walking in and out of that door. He used to smack us, right? He'd smack me, he'd smack my mom, he'd smack my brother, smack the mailman. When I see a Cambodian man, I duck. Don't feel bad for me. He wasn't always abusive. Sometimes he was asleep. No one was there to protect me. So I ate my feelings because we couldn't afford food. When I was little, I thought domestic violence was normal. So every time I met a new friend, like I was 7, I'd meet a new friend, and I'd be like, don't you hate it when your dad's pissed off at you and he smacks you? My friend's like, he doesn't do that. I was like, oh, that explains a lot. Oh, I caught the coronavirus. Right, yeah. Woo! We're trendy in here. So I'm laying there with the coronavirus, and I couldn't get up. I was so sick. And I was laying there, I thought to myself, damn, COVID reminds me of my dad. Because it's miserable, it's aggressive, and I'm still recovering from it. So finally, when I was 15, my dad walked out permanently. And I was like, yes! Now I can eat his food. In 2011, my mom had a stroke. I know, yeah. I got to the hospital. The doctor said, there's nothing we can do. She will have locked-in syndrome her whole life. And locked-in syndrome means that you cannot communicate with anything but your eyes. At least it wasn't her mouth. And the nurse comes to me and she said, ma'am, do you want us to put resuscitate on her chart or DNR? And I said, DNR, do not reincarnate? The nurse said, no, do not resuscitate. I said, yes to both. So one day the doctor comes in to visit us, and my mom opened her eyes. She didn't have her eyes open the whole time, so she opened her eyes. And the doctor looked at her and said, "Ma'am, if you can hear me, look down." She looks down. He goes, "Ma'am, you are going to have locked-in syndrome your whole life. If you want to live like this, look down." My mom looked up. I said, "Damn, Mom, don't roll your eyes at the doctor." Now you stand up for yourself? So I decided to take her off life support because, she was going to be a vegetable. And she hated vegetables. I ask deep questions on a first date. Men call it aggressive. I call it cutting to the chase. Because, I ask a deep questions on the first date, because why would I want to wait till a second date to find out deal breaker shit? Like, you don't have air conditioning. I'm a fast-paced person. So, when I meet a guy who's slow-paced, it feels like I'm walking a turtle. Right? It's like this. I meet him in January, right? And then in February, I meet his mom. And then in March, I know his bank account. And then, and then in April, I change all his passwords. Relatable. And then in June, we get married, June 4th. And then I'm like, oh. Hi. I'm Lin. Do you have air conditioning? Yes? Are you available June 4th? I haven't opened myself to having feelings for anyone in over 5 years, right? So I finally meet a guy I really like, and he's bisexual. Yeah. He likes my boobs. And my beard. I accidentally bought men's deodorant one day, and I was like, it's fine, he'll like it. I found out he's bisexual, and I was like, well, aren't you the best of both worlds? Just nonchalant, Man, woman, whatever comes, comes. Here I come. He's probably good in bed. Yep. And then, sometimes he'll suck. And then come back to me. Get it? Get it? Get it? Because I'm getting it. No, I'm just kidding. I'm not not ready. No, honestly, I'm not ready to have sex with him. But when I am, when I am ready, he needs to go on Facebook and mark himself unsafe. You know the crowd in here is over 30 because everyone got that Facebook choke. The first day we started texting, I sent him a text, and then he texted me back right away because he's a keeper. So I immediately called my doctor and put him as my emergency contact. I'm either 0 or 100 in relationships, right? Yeah, I'm 0. I don't like you. Everything you do bothers me. Or I'm 100. He's like, be yourself. And I'm like, I like you. He's like, I need space. Here you go. I'm like, pay attention to me. Look at me. Talk to me. Talk to me. Don't walk away from me. Send me a dick pic. I have a goal, and it's you. He's like, you're being obsessive. I'm like, I'm just an ambitious man. I told the guy, I said, listen, I want you to hold me, buy me whiskey, and tell me I'm pretty. He goes, so you want a relationship? I said, no. I want you to hold me, buy me whiskey, and tell me I'm pretty. If I'm overly emotional, it's for 2 reasons. 1, I'm broke, or 2, I'm ovulating. Those are the 2 reasons. So one day we go out, and I'm ovulating. So I playfully put my head on his shoulder, and he pushes it off. And I was like, oh, he's probably kidding. He's playful, you know. So, like, I put my head on his shoulder again, and he pushes it off. And I'm hormonal, so I said, I disgust you. He said, no, because when you do that, it looks like you want a relationship. I said, when I do that, it looks like I want you to hold me. Buy me whiskey. And thank you, ladies. Jesus Christ. I like him because he's tall, right? So he always looks at me from this angle. It's like I'm dating a selfie stick. I'm always skinny. He's never allowed to sit. No wonder God thinks we're all beautiful creatures. You know when you first date someone, okay, before you get married, you don't have to tell the guy or the person, like, your credit score. You don't have to say your bank account. You don't have to tell them your dark side. You can hide that, right? You don't have to tell them your bad habits. It's like you have on relationship Spanx. That's why I don't want to get married. I'm not ready to take off my Spanx. The last time I did that shit, I got pregnant. Also, you know, being married for 30 years, that's a long time to watch someone chew. 5 years in, I'll be like, have you always chewed? I'm not ready to get a divorce over chewing. You know what I mean? My wedding vows, my marriage vows are going to be like, I promise to love you on a case-by-case basis. So me and this guy, we go out to a really crowded comedy club. Really crowded comedy club. We're sitting there, and then there was more people than seats. So I got up, and I looked at him, and I said, hey, it's really crowded. I got to give up my seat. Can I sit on your dick? The last time I was in a committed relationship, we broke up, and I wanted to check myself into a mental hospital because I was so depressed. Yeah, because I didn't know anyone there. I thought I could reinvent myself. Walking through this like dark tunnel of relationship trauma with you guys is like playing Russian roulette. It's like one of these triggers is gonna end my twisted hope for multiple orgasms. Like, what was the use of me being in a toxic relationship if it was anticlimactic? Listen, isn't relationships just two people's demons that play well together? Isn't that what it is? Right? Like, your bullshit plays well with my bullshit, so let's get married and have more little shits. These two are married. They're nodding, yep. When I finally get laid, will I still be a cunt? Or is that like how I am now? Listen, you guys, if I don't get off in like the next 5 minutes, this set is gonna get really dark. I used to be a massage therapist. And by that I mean, you know what I mean. Clap if you recognize me. People are like, how'd you get started in that, Lynn? Well, I was on Craigslist. And I was looking for gigs. Actually, I wanted to be an escort, let's be real. I was like, I'm having sex anyway, I might as well be getting paid. So I'm trying to look for an escort, and then I see an ad. It said, massage girls wanted, no sex, and a bunch of dollar signs. I was like, that's me. So I called the number, and a gentleman answers the phone. I said, what kind of massage is it, sir? He said, hand jobs. I said, I'm in. So he picks me up that night. He's a tall, 6'3", half black, half white, cholo-looking, bald head, goatee, gold Lexus, and rims guy. And he was hot. I get in the car. And it turns out that he was an alcoholic, he was a drug addict, and a pimp. So I dated him. Because I was president of the He Might Change Foundation. My vice president is sitting in the audience somewhere there. There she is right there. He might change. Then I was like, all I have to do is hand jobs? He said, yes. I said, men pay for hand jobs? I am never doing that shit for free again. You shouldn't either. You shouldn't either. You definitely shouldn't. When you're a massage girl, you want to be incognito, right? So my name's Lin. My massage girl alias was Linda. With a Y. Because Asians are smart. The title of my ad was Sweet, Sexy, Curvy Asian. Now I'm Asian. Y'all are laughing really hard at that. I was a massage girl. I had a stalker. Yeah, I had a stalker. He would call me and distort his voice, and he'd say, I watch you, Linda, as you walk out of your motel room, and you walk to the store in your short shorts and your tank top. I watch you every day. And I said, listen, next time, give me a ride. Men have no manners, you know? I was a madam, too, when I was a massage girl. I was a madam. And I had about 5 girls working for me, right? And this one girl, every time she met a guy friend who wasn't even a client, she'd give him a blowjob. Every friend, she'd give him a blowjob. And finally, I looked at her and said, bitch, is that how you shake hands? You must have a neck. And this one girl kept saying, I have a trick coming at 8 p.m. I have a trick coming at 9 p.m. I said, sweetheart, we don't say trick. We say clients. Because I am running a high-end meat-beating establishment here. I did on average about 5 massages a day. Times 365 days a year. Because I have good work ethic. That's 1,825 hand jobs. Have you gotten 1,825 hand jobs? You better get to work. 1,825 hand jobs? And I didn't even get carpal tunnel syndrome. What's a girl got to do to get disability around here? I could have just been a cashier. People are like shaming me. They're like, you get paid for that? You get paid for hand jobs? Yes. I feel like if there's a word job in it, I should get paid. It's called a hand job, not a hand welfare. Someone said to me, Lynn, giving hand jobs for money is considered prostitution. And I was like, listen, officer. Oh, Lord. So when I got busted the first time, I go to my client's motel. I go to my client's motel. So I go to my client's motel, and he said, is it full service? Full service is code for sex. I said, no, sir, it's a sensual massage, which is code for handjob artist. He goes, okay, well, before I get started, I'm going to go get some ice. And I was like, seems normal. So he goes out and gets ice. I go into the bathroom to check myself out. And then 3 cops busted through the door. I was like, fuck. Now I got to give 3 hand jobs. So they take me into the next room where they're doing the sting operation. He handcuffs me to a chair. And I said, I charge extra for handcuffs. So we're sitting there shooting the shit, right? And then I get cold. So I said, can you go get my sweater from the car? So the cop goes and gets my sweater from the car. He comes back with my sweater, and then he's dangling a gun in my face. He said, next time, tell your pimp that if he's going to leave a gun in the car, to make sure it's loaded. And I said, sir, I'm so sorry. It's not my car. I borrowed it from a friend. It's not my gun. I have nothing to do with it. And he booked me anyways. They take me in, and I said, what are you booking me for? They said, as a felon. I said, as a felon? Why? He said, for unconcealed weapon. But I wasn't naked. So they keep me in jail overnight, right? And the next morning, I go see the judge. The judge dropped all of my charges. That's right. That's right. I have none of that on my record. And then as I was leaving, the judge looked at me. He said, we're on for Thursday, Linda? When I got busted the second time, they're like, didn't you learn your lesson? No. I get busted the second time. Again, I go to the Days Inn motel in Glendale, California. It was an Asian client. His name was Alex. Okay, Alex. So I ask him to strip naked. He strips naked. He lays on the bed, right? And I give him a back rub. I give him a back rub for 30 minutes, right? Because I charge only like $20 for the massage and $180 for the hand job. So I give him a back rub for 30 minutes, and then I ask him to turn over. He turns over. I rub his chest, and then I get to the job at hand. He says, Red Bull. I said, what? Again, cops busted through the door. And this time, they took me to court again. And then the court said to me, ma'am, you have to do community service. You have to pay some fines. You're going to be on parole or probation for 3 years. And you have to take an HIV test. And I said, with all due respect, Your Honor, does a hand job give you HIV? You know what's interesting? Before I did massages, I used to be a waitress. So yeah, I just went from flipping tables to flipping dicks. 5 years later, right? I'm driving. I don't do any of the shit the judge asked me to do. So like I'm driving along and I get pulled over by women cops, right? So they pull me over, they ask for my license, and then they said, ma'am, step out of the car. And I was like a little bit dramatic, but okay. So like I step out of the car and she starts to handcuff me. And I said, what's happening, ma'am? What's going on? And she goes, you have a bench warrant for not doing what the court ordered. This was in Downey, California, right? So she takes me to Downey jail. And then I had to sit there and wait for the Glendale cops, because that's where I got busted. You guys remember that story? Okay. That's where I got busted. The Glendale cops to come pick me up and take me to Glendale or whatever. So I'm waiting. The cops come and pick me up. They're driving me to Glendale. And then that one cop looks at me, and he checks me in the system, and he goes, I remember you. This is a true story. He goes, I remember you. I was there at your sting operation 5 years ago. And I was like, well, since we go way back, can you just let me go? He goes, no. I said, great, how about a hand job? So I end up in jail for 12 days. I was in LA County jail for 12 days. Listen, when I was in jail, I ate bologna sandwich every single day for lunch, which means being poor prepared me for being in jail. The first day I get to Gen Pop, that's general population, ma'am, in case you didn't know. I get to Gen Pop, and all the inmates took one look at me and they said, we're going to nickname you Danger. Because back in 2015, I looked like Biggie Smalls. So I go into Gen Pop and I see a vending machine. Did you guys know that you can get Doritos in jail? So I'm waiting in line to talk to the correctional officer, right? And then the inmate in front of me was like asking for a bunch of questions. And then when it got to my turn, he goes, what? And I was like, how do I get Doritos? He goes, you need money. And I was like, but making money is how I got in here. So, when you're in jail, they let you out of your cell about 2 hours a day, right? For lunch, for dinner, and for playtime. It was playtime. So I did anything I could to get out of that cell. I went to AA meetings. Not that I need it or anything. I went to AA meetings. I went to Bible study. And I went to English class. Oh, I don't speak the English. I don't speak. All the viewers are watching like, that's an Asian comic. When's the fake Asian accent coming? Well, there it was. I did that for you guys. So AA meetings, Bible study, English class. And people ask me, what'd you learn in jail? I said, I learned how to be sober, how to be holy, and how to properly use a semicolon. You know, in AA meetings, they have you sit in a circle and a share circle. So you're like sharing your feelings. Obviously, they're all white. So you're like sharing your feelings. Sharing feelings. And then one inmate was like, oh, I really miss my husband. And the other inmate was like, I really miss my kids. And it was my turn. I said, I really miss Doritos. I was telling my bunkie, I said, I can't wait to get out of here so I can get Starbucks, pizza, and tattoo thug life across my chest. You guys want to see it? No, I'm just kidding. I was homeless for a week, and I used to sleep in my car. I would steal ham from Ralph's in order to eat. I would go in there. And I would steal ham because I figured if they catch me, first of all, I'm Asian, no one's going to catch me. But second of all, if they were to catch me, I'd be like, well, I park outside in the parking lot. I thought this was continental breakfast. So I'm a slow driver. There's always some asshole, like honking me or beeping or whatever, tailgating me. And, instead of going faster, I become philosophical. And I yell shit out the window like, I'm not responsible for your happiness. Go around. And he goes around, and he's always, learn to drive, asshole. And I'm like, you need a massage. I'm available for $200. So my son, he's, I told you guys he's 5. So one day, I said, Ethan, get in the car. He goes, no. I said, Ethan, get in the car. He goes, no. He's just being a dick. I said, get in the car. And he said, no. So I looked at him right into his soul, and I said, Mom? Didn't I say DNR? You don't know how much your friends don't know you till they buy your kid Christmas gifts. First of all, don't buy my kid shit with batteries. I'm like, fuck, I have to participate? So my friend buys my kid Candyland, and she goes, I bought your son Candyland so you can play as a family. It's like, oh, as a family? Does Candyland come with a dad? Same friend. I said, dads are overrated. And she said, not my dad. My dad's amazing. I said, I do not give a shit about your Danny Tanner dad. I have natural gray hair. And I always ask my friends, should I dye my hair? And the people who say yes, my vain Asian friends, they're like, you're like 1 out of 5 single Asian moms. Can you at least dye your hair? They're like, we're the model minorities, and you're fucking it up for all of us. I said, you know what fucked it up for all of us? Eating bats. When my mom was still alive, she'd say, Gôn srei thom lang, thơមនុស្សចិត្តល្អកុំធ្វើមនុស្សចិត្តអាក្រក់ហើយកូនឯងធ្វើអីចង់ធ្វើអីធ្វើចឹងធ្វើទៅឲ្យទៅសប្បាយចិត្ត Mom ស្រឡាញ់កូនកូនធំឡើងធ្វើអីធ្វើចឹងចង់ធ្វើអីធ្វើចេះឲ្យទៅសប្បាយចិត្ត which translates to When you grow up, be a good person. Don't hurt anybody. Mommy loves you. And do whatever you want to do, as long as there's a happy ending. Thank you. Good night. When I was homeless, I slept in their little condo in Hacienda Heights. I slept because I knew the codes. And I never told them. They didn't even feed me. Look at where we are now, right? Look at where we are now. At Santa Monica Playhouse. I'm so proud of her. You did such a good job. This person was my best friend in 6th grade. Ladies and gentlemen, I haven't seen her in like we met on Instagram. This is my first time meeting her. She flew out from Dallas to the taping. Oh, this is my whiskey. He got it. Thank you. Where's my whiskey? What's after stealing ham?
Jesus Christ.